show you guys another method of clay building that you can use to make a project. This method is called the slab building method. You start out with a piece of clay, doesn't matter, it depends how big you want your slab to be, how big of a chunk of clay you start with, and you're going to press it sort of flat like a pancake with your hand, not super flat. I'm using the heel of my hand, that's this part right here, and I'm just pressing down to make it kind of flat. You're going to use these slats, wooden slats here, to keep your clay from getting too thin. If it gets too thin, it will crack and break. And this rolling pin is going to be what you're going to use to flatten the clay more. Now, it's best if you stand up and put your weight into this and roll with an even pressure. You don't want to just sink it into the clay and then try to get it out. That's going to make it very difficult for you. But what I like to call this is I like to say that the rolling pin is the train and the slats are the tracks, because we know if a train is not rolling on the tracks, there's a problem. So we want to keep that train rolling on the tracks. So I'm going to just keep rolling the clay gently back and forth, and I don't want it to be a very long slab. I want it to be an even slab going different directions. I'm going to rotate those slats just like this, so all the time my rolling pin is rolling on those slats, or my train is rolling on the track. And if you listen carefully to this part right here, that sounds like a train, and that sound means that my my slab is even with my slats. So that means I can't make it any thinner, and that is about how big it's going to be. So again, from here, there are so many things you can do. You can build slab bowls, slab cups. You can use stencils to press into the clay. If I sink this all the way in, it's not going to come out, so I don't want to push it all the way in. That's going to ruin the heart shape. What I want to do is peel it back off like a sticker. So I'm just going to kind of gently peel that back off, and you can see the shape of it. And then what you can do is you can use a skewer tool, or this is a skewer tool. It's like a little pencil that's made of wood. You can use one of these or one of the green tools like this, and you can use these to cut that shape out, whatever works best for you. So I'm going to use the skewer here, and it's going to cut a pretty rough edge because I'm displacing the clay. I'm moving it from where it originally was. So the rough edge there I can easily fix with just getting a little water on my finger and smoothing it out to be the shape that I want it to be. This is not meant to be a fast process. This should be a slow and calm process. If you do not finish your work, we can always put your clay into a plastic Ziploc bag and save it for the next time. I want you to worry less about getting finished and worry more about doing the best that you can, because I know we don't have a lot of time, but I would like for you to take the time to make it look nice. So now that I have this heart, there are a lot of things that I could do with this. If I just leave it as a heart, that's shows that I know how to make a slab. That's great. But I could carve some designs into it. I could add some coils onto it to make some designs. I could, it's limitless, the things that you can do with it. So if you are going to carve designs into any piece, be aware that there are going to be, again, more displaced pieces of clay. You can kind of try to knock those off gently with your skewer or whatever tool you used, and then you can smooth around the edges of that where you carved. So that is going to be, again, just one more idea of what you could do with your clay.